Hello, everyone.
Hello.
Oh, I enjoy that. It's so exciting. It's so exciting, especially when new folks are there doing it with me. It's like we all come together. Thank you very much. I realize people seeing the video can't see it, but maybe you did it, and we are echoing through time, right? With all that. So we are in our fourth explorations. Last time we threw balls at each other. And threw balls and big Hail Marys. And we kind of discovered a lot about what was going on in our bodies, about how we move naturally. And we found out that there was a Tai Chi movement called brush, knee, and push that was very similar. We're actually going to go on with that today because there's a lot to mine here. We talked a little briefly about the waist. We had a question from John, and we had, trying to remember who it was. I think it might have been Nancy, but I don't remember at this point. I don't have my notes with me, but who talked about feeling like she was winding up and unwinding. And so I think it's really important to revisit that today because that's a lot about Tai Chi. And we'll revisit that. I also, we've been doing the bow step. So today we're also going to really get into bow stepping. And we're going to do some Tai Chi walking as well. And one other thing we're going to start with. So if you want to be just warming up, let's actually stand. Remember, we're going to stand sort of in our prepare idea. We're going to be,
Although I could
I've got some extra noise coming from somewhere. So if you've got noise in your environment, if you can mute, that would be great. So when you're usually in prepare or in Tai Chi, doing just a basic standing practice, remember you've sort of gotten ready to sit, like sit in a chair. And if you want to bend your knees more, you can just get ready to sit on a lower chair. That's what I'm doing here. And your spine is very long. And you've got a tree you're hugging, right? You've got a tree you're hugging in front of you. So hug that tree. Just, let it be a nice size. Elbows a little down. We're going to be doing a lot more soon about our upper body shape. Relax those shoulders. Let that head come up. Now let that tree grow, 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 and shrink. And stay in contact with that tree. Every single part of you stays in contact with that tree. Wonderful. And grow and grow. In fact, we can stand up when we do that. We've done that before. And back. Now we're going to let this grow to be the biggest West Coast tree ever, but it's still round. So don't make yourself 180 degrees across. Big, 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 big. Elbows still down. Yeah, okay. Now we want to make sure that the very front of us here is still curved. Still curved. You've got to hug it also with your chest. So we're coming in now. Coming in now. Relax. Relax. And out. 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 All right. Is your chest hugging too? So if your chest feels this way, do you see that? It's not hugging, it's kind of sticking its chest out. So make sure you have one circle, no matter how small or big it is. It goes from the tips of your fingers across your back, and then and across your front. That's two circles. It's the same circle, but there's some distance between them. And then to your other fingers. And then you can't see it, but it's still there, that circle. Wonderful. Terrific. All right. After a while, you really want to do something else. So let's come here and up and over. And now take one of your arms. You can mirror me if you like. And I want you to just let it drop. Nice. Nice. And the other arm, let it drop. Nice, nice. How about a little hokey pokey turn? Right? Whoop. Right? And on the other side. Now I want to show you that what that hokey pokey turn is, it's still in our circle. So it's like this. So do a little hokey pokey turning and, wave off at somebody, whatever you want, but then come back to center and just wave up. Just wave up. Do you see how I'm just waving up? That circle is still there. Here. Here. Right? So if I turn, it really looks like I'm going to the corner. But actually, if I turn my body, I didn't go. I just went out. I just kind of went out to the side. The reason it looks like it goes to the corner is because I turned so far. So when we say in Tai Chi, swing to the corner, don't think for a minute your arm's doing this with your chest way back here and your poor shoulder being stretched out where it should never be stretched. No, 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 no. If quarterback was doing their throw that way, they'd tear out their shoulder. No, 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 no. It's just like this. It's just like this. So much like knees and toes aligned, never violate your circle. Circle's always there. Circle's always there. And you know what? You watch how quiet my upper arm is. This is a good thing to practice, right? How quiet it is. This is part of our body shape. When we're here, look at that. It's the same body shape. And up here. So when we're hokey poking, which we did last week, right? That's what that is. It's just out kind of to the side. It's that you turned. You turned your upper body. All right. So when I would say swing to the corner, what I really mean is turn and then swing to your side of your body, right? Because your body's now turned, your torso's now turned. So just explore that for a minute. And when we come out, show your palm to somebody. Nice, nice, nice. All right. All right. So our upper body a little more warmed up. Learning a little bit about how these arms naturally swing. And look, your elbow stays down the whole time. The whole time. Everybody here had their elbows down. Every last person. Some people say, oh, I can't do that. No, you can do it. You can do it. Your elbows down. All right. Let's try some Tai Chi walking. All right. So give yourself a little room. Again, you can mirror me if you want. We are going to also practice. Maybe I'll start up here where you can see me a little bit better. I want to talk a little bit about this center or Tai Chi pole, right? So when we're sitting here, I want you to imagine that you've got a whole pole here. from the very top, through your head, down your spine, right to the end of your spine. And it's there. Now, you can actually, do other things with that pole. So you can also think of it as just being right here, like a little area right here. But I want you to think of your center. And there's times when we need to align it. So how about we move our center all the way over here? And we can pick this foot up, right? And all the way over here. Nice. Balance, pick this foot up. Put it down. Stay over here a minute. Feel your heel. Turn out. Remember how you turn out? Turn out here. Move all the way over. All the way over. All the way over. So see, I'm all the way over. Can pick this up. And step out. With your heel. Shoulder width apart. Nice. So your heel's going straight like railroad tracks, but this one's out here. And now we're going to move our center both forward and to the side. And as soon as we get to the center, it's just going to move forward. Now I'm going to move back. If I'm moving my whole weight, not like just coming back. We talked about that before, coming back. If I'm moving my whole weight onto this foot, right? My whole weight, then I'm gonna, that last little part has to go on the diagonal, right? Step out and back to the center. Now, go straight back a little bit. Pull the weight onto your heel of your front foot. Turn out. How do you turn out those toes? You turn out your leg. You open here. And we're going to take our whole Tai Chi pole, the whole thing, move it on the diagonal and go stand in the corner. Stand in the corner. Let your foot come in. I call this coming to neutral. Don't ever try to make this turn without coming to neutral. Your hands, whatever, get everything centered, right? Then turn on your pole. Turn and put your foot out. Your heel out, shoulder width. Now we're turned this way. This is down with our heel. We're going to, what we call root with the heel. We're going to really feel that heel. Then we have to move our center to the center, right? So I'm moving my center to the center. And as I do, I'm moving forward, heel, ball, toe on this right foot. And then I'm going to go bend knee. And this time, I could bend knee like this. This would be fine. Straight, bent, turned. Or I could bend knee and turn. Right? So we talked about how so can we do this? Easier to turn your upper body if you've still got that feeling. You've still got that feeling that you could sit on a chair. See? Sit on a chair here. Easier to turn. If you're all tight back here and you try to turn, it's going to be harder. Sit on that chair. But your butt is sitting on the chair, but you've still bent here, so you have this lovely line. So that's part of our Tai Chi. Now, we're going to just do some walking, okay? So, start in a bow stance, one out to the side, one going straight. Feel both of your feet. Go ahead, let an earthquake happen. Have that earthquake, feel it. Take your center, Bring it back. Bring the weight to the heel of this foot and then out. Let your whole Tai Chi hole go to the corner. Pick up your back foot. Turn and let your heel go out. Heel. Now we're over here, right? So to come back to center. It takes a little bit of time while we're going heel, ball, toe to get to center. Now, once we're at center, we can turn our upper body a lot better. We can also bend the forward knee. And in this case, we're going to turn our upper body straight. Coming back, upper body straight. Keep the upper body kind of straight as you turn out. Move your Tai Chi pole. Feel comfortable. Keep your head up. Feel very tall. Bring your everything to neutral. You could step out and turn later once you've rooted if you had to, or you can turn at this moment. Depends on how your balance is. Whatever you want. Heel, ball, toe. Look, my center has gotten to the center. Bend knee, and I'm turning. And back, and out, and stand in the corner. And step out. You can turn safely at that time because you're all centered over here. Then shift your weight to the center. And then you could bend your knee and stay to the corner. Your hips are going to be to the corner anyway, or your upper body can turn, right? This is called Tai Chi walking. So we're going to see it from here. So now it's a great practice. It's a super practice for your balance. Whoops. And it's a super practice. So this is my right arm. This one's a little hard to get on. It's a little big for me. There we go. So here we are. Some people find this one a little harder. Left foot forward. If you got your shoulder to me, left foot forward, right foot in the back, out, feet are on railroad track, shoulder width apart. And move back just enough that we can get the weight in our heel. Turn out that leg. Stand in the corner. Bring everything to center. Turn, step. In this case, let's just stay turned. Heel, ball, toe, bend knee. And we stay turned. Now show yourself that you can turn square. And make sure you're relaxed here so that's easy. And be square. Come back a little. Out with that right foot. Go stand in that corner. Now, back foot here, heels off. Heel, ball, heel to ball. Heel it off till you're standing there and see how straight I am? Bring everything to neutral. You can always put your foot down if you want. And either step out or turn out. You can turn when you're here. If you feel very balanced, try that. You can turn on that Tai Chi pole, Or you can go, oh, I'm not ready for that yet. Just get your balance and put your foot out and turn as you go forward. So this is Tai Chi walking. Back, turn out, go stand in the corner, everything to center, step, root, heel, ball, toe, your option. Turn as you bend your knee, because some of our movements turn then, or stay to the corner. You certainly can't turn past center at this point because your hips are really to the corner. So this is Tai Chi walking. Any questions about that? All right. Well,
Dee Dee,
yes, Donna.
I'm not, you have an extra turn in there that seems to be opposite the foot that I'm not familiar with.
Okay. Extra turn. So you mean I'm turning here, right?
It seems like when you're putting your foot out this direction, you're turning in that direction.
When I'm putting my foot out here.
When you go to step.
Oh, here. Well, I'm thinking about brush knee. So,
Right.
so when I put it out, oh, I see. Okay, I think I know what you're talking about. Okay, so when I'm here and I go heel, ball, toe, right?
Right.
Then I come back. This is turning out.
Right.
This is not turning.
Right.
Then I don't have to, you're right. I do not have to turn my upper body. I could hold it here. It doesn't really matter where my upper body is, as long, right?
Not that part. That part I'm fine with either way.
Okay.
It's when you go to put your foot out for the next step. You were saying turn.
Okay, so here, 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 here,
Here.
then move, and it's your choice whether you want to stay where you are, whether you want to turn this way, or whether you want to turn square.
Right. No,
Once you're in the center.
I'm okay with that. I thought you were saying from here being in the corner, I thought you were saying when you step out, you turned your body further to the opposite side. So maybe I misheard.
I think what I was trying to basically say is that when you're standing in the corner, you could turn wherever you want.
Okay.
So part of it is when everything gets to center, I want you to feel that when everything gets to center, your arms are at center. And let me show you how this works with brush knee, which we were doing, which was a throw, right? We did that last week, right? We sketched it. Mm-hmm. So the way this works, and a lot of you will know this, right, is we end up with our arms in this position, and then watch what happens right here. So I was probably thinking about brush knee. Our arms are at the center. This is great because we can go anywhere, right? We're totally aligned. So I'm just trying to get that general concept across. What actually happens here is that we turn.
We do. Okay.
As we step.
Okay. Yeah. So I didn't. Interesting. When I was doing the walking, that was confusing to me. But when I see it, yeah, that is what we do.
So we can do it. I should take this off at this point. But so yeah. Let's actually try that. Let's see if we can remember the throwing. I know there are some people who are going to be watching this who have only done it last week, right? So we've got plenty of time. So let's get our balls, right? And remind ourselves, we were throwing the ball. We were throwing the ball, and you know, if I'm a quarterback, I'm like making sure that like nobody's gonna hit me. Well, I do. I'm well rooted in the front, and I give that ball a throw. And I think it was Nancy last week who said, I feel wound up back here, right? Wound up, twisted. She said, I feel twisted. And then I untwist. Sure enough.
One other little thing, because as an athlete, the throw was really bothering me last time because the windup is perfect, but you don't throw a ball like this. And when you just did it then, it's like you'd wind up like you're throwing, but then you're going to do a shot put.
That's very interesting because I've never done shot put, but somebody else said to me, oh, I think it's like the shot put. Someone in my class said that.
Yeah, so the wind up is a throw, because shot put you would wind up here.
Well,
So
when
the
you
wind up is throwing a ball, but the finish is a shot put.
I think the whole thing is, I'm gonna tell you, I think the whole thing is because I don't know how to show you. When we come back, we are wound up, right?
Right.
All I'm gonna do is go forward.
Right. But you don't throw a ball that way. That's the problem.
Well, the problem with a ball is that you have to throw it high.
Right. You've got it's a different trajectory, but that wind up is then putting it in like a shot put. It's because
It has to travel though. I don't know. We're gonna have to let the people. You're right.
Anyway.
When I am wound up here, and then I am keeping some of my wind as I'm starting to really ground my front foot.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But I'm also a shot puts like this, I think. Shot puts like this, it has no forward momentum except, I guess, your body's turning and moving, right?
Right, your whole body would be throwing it.
Okay.
You know, you're throwing in an upward trajectory with a shot put as opposed to forward, but.
Right, but so take from this what works for you.
Anyway, yeah.
Twisting and the untwisting will work for you. Gail, did you have a comment? No. Okay, you're just coming, excuse me, to see better. All right, so I want you to take this, take everything you do with a grain of salt. Tai Chi is not the same as going out for a big Hail Mary pass, but a lot of it is the same. Or going out to, I don't know how you do baseball, right? They, you know, how a pitcher does that, you know, everybody's going to do it a little differently. And I certainly don't have that knowledge in my body. What I do know is none of them violate the thing we were doing earlier about your body shape. I have looked at where coaches are talking to people. You never go for a high speed or high effort throw unless you're round across your chest. If you start rounding the other way or getting flat, you rip out your shoulder. This is how you get shoulder injuries, right? So there's a lot that's the same. The twisting is the same. The twisting is the same. If somebody's coming at you, if you're not a pitcher in baseball, if somebody's coming at you, you've got to be grounded somewhere with that other foot. You know, you can't just go back. But if nobody's hitting you, you can go back and it can be a very small having a small foot, or you could even have less. And again, I haven't studied others. Take the twists and the swing are what I wanted you folks to get last week. And what we have in Tai Chi a lot of the time is the swing step. Swing step, the hokey pokey. Don't ever forget the hokey pokey, right? It's not quite the hokey pokey because this was the hokey pokey too, but swing step, swing step. So I really wanted to take a moment. I wanted to take a moment today to actually teach brush, knee, and push, because we can do it. I think we have time. We're at least going to sketch it. We're going to do it so you can do one brush knee after another brush knee after another brush knee. And this is our 4th class, and it's kind of a tasting class for taking Tai Chi. You're learning basics. You've learned a lot for your toolkit, but you haven't really done a lot of Tai Chi yet. So let's do some real Tai Chi here. So we've gone through pieces of this, right? So what are the pieces of the upper body? Pieces of the upper body is swing as you turn. Swing as you turn. Let's do it on the other side. Swing as you turn. Swing as you turn. So we could just do it like this, right? Swing. We're not going to turn at this point. Okay? But we could also do this. Right? So put your hands like this. Swing to the shoulder. Swing to the shoulder. Right? So we could hokey pokey, swing to the shoulder, swing to the shoulder, swing to the shoulder. It's the same thing. Swing to the shoulder. Now, you've got a hand you always use for throwing. Great. Use the other one. Or use both of them, because you really want to get the practice. So swing. Remember, the swing is pushing that out to the shoulder. Swing to the shoulder. Swing to the shoulder. So turn them palms up. There you go. And keep your elbows where they are. Let them drop. Let the momentum go around. Bring those hands to your shoulder. Nice. Rotate them down. Got it? And swing to the shoulder. Swing to the shoulder. Swing to the shoulder. Swing to the shoulder. Okay? Great. So, swing to the shoulder. Now, the other hand, I think, yes, we lost one person who said they'd probably have to leave. Okay, let's see, I'm trying to do this. We'll do it on both sides. So one side is gonna swing to the shoulder, and the other side is going to follow. So this is what's going to happen. You mirror me perhaps, or you can do it, you can do it, say this is whatever hand it is, but that's no problem. So at the moment, just put your other hand about here for now, just for fun. You're going to turn your body and watch the swing. And as you do, the fingers of this hand are kind of going to follow. Going to end up like this. Nice. Then this hand, remember this one's coming to the shoulder, right? This hand's going to polish a big, 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 big table. Nice. And then you're going to turn your upper body, because You turned when you swung. And you're gonna push down with the hand in front and let your other hand fly out. Nice. When it flies out, it's gonna fly out like this. So it's kind of cocked. It's as if you were doing a strike, honestly, with this part of your hand. So let's do it. If you want to mirror me, let's do it. Put this hand up here and this hand over here for right now. We're gonna, or here, whatever. And turn out, swing. And you're kind of pushing down with this hand. This hand's here and it just sort of pushes down here. Fingers pointing towards the middle forearm, but you know, they're not that close. See? And then you're still mostly turned. You might turn back a little. Polish the table. And in sync, bring your hand to your shoulder. It's a little harder, but stop right there. Right. Then turn. And when you do, let your right arm fly. Let the arm at your shoulder fly out and let your other hand come down. Now, we're going to do what we call the transition. This hand's going to come up. This hand's going to sort of stay here. Then this hand's going to rotate right in the middle of where you are. Okay, it's going to look like this. This one's going to come down and become that follow hand. This one's going to swing. So let's turn, swing. Nice. And polish the table with your follow hand and bring your other hand, your swing hand, to your shoulder, all the way to your shoulder. Remember, it's doing this, right? And then turn, big turn of your upper body. Your upper body will have turned a little bit. Big turn of your upper body. What happens? Your shoulder hand flies out to strike and your other hand pushes down. And up. Rotate, come to center. This one's swinging, bottom one swings, top one follows, pushes down, and you turn. Polish the table with the follow hand and just bend your elbow. Bend your elbow to the shoulder and then push down and out as you turn. All right, let's put this with the Tai Chi walking and see what madness we can get into. This usually takes at least 2 weeks to teach, so don't worry. We're not going to necessarily get it all today. Let's try it. Let's put ourselves in this position. Okay? So again, you can mirror me. It's just fine. And this would be your right hand if you're mirroring me, but you don't have to. Nice. Pushing down with this hand, and this hand is here. Right foot forward, knee bent, left foot, shoulders width apart and out. We're in a bow step. So we shift, we push back with our right foot to get the weight on our heel. And as we do, our right arm is going to come up and our left arm is it's almost going to stay the same. They're both going to basically be at center. It's coming halfway up and it's going to turn. Yeah, it's going to turn up. Sorry, it's going to turn up. Nice. As we do this, as we rotate, out is going to come the foot. So let's try this. Up, rotate, and let your leg rotate, right? Nice, everybody's got it. Now we're going to go stand in the corner. When we stand in the corner, so push with the back foot. When we stand in the corner, everything comes to neutral. Look at that. Then turn, swing, step. And that follow hand goes down. Nice. Heel, ball, toe with that foot. As you polish the table, don't forget to bring your other arm to the shoulder. You're still a little turned. Then bend your front knee, turn your upper body. That will help throw your arm out. Beautiful. Coming up, getting that weight to your heel or your front foot. 2 rotations, a turnout with your leg and your bottom hand here. Push with the back foot. Stand in the corner. Everything's at neutral. Feel balance. Nice. Turn, swing, step. That's the hard part. Polish the table as you heel, ball, toe. And turn, bend knee. Nice. Coming up, you're at the heel. Rotate everything to the center. Hands up already. And you're going to push down with that top hand and swing the other one. Swing, step. Polish the table as you come forward. And turn, bend knee, strike. Nice correction. Nice correction. Yes. Remember, you're striking right here. Okay, we're going to do it this way. You're not going to be able to see as much, so you'll have to listen. But that's good mental exercise. So from here, I'm in a left bow step. Right is out. Give yourself an earthquake so you're rooted. My back leg is not as bent, it's straighter. My front leg is bent. And I'm right in the center. My right hand is striking out. My chest is square. We're going to call this the 12 o'clock direction, square to 12 o'clock. My left hand is pushing down right by my hip. I'm going to bend my back leg and come straight back just a little bit and get the weight on my left heel and then turn out. As I turn out, this hand is going to sort of disappear. Remember, palm up, fingers of your left hand pointing towards the middle of the right forearm. Go, push with the back foot, stand in the corner. Your right hand is right in front of your eyes. Your fingertips are right in front of your eyes, maybe a little below. And your left hand has come down some. Keep that swing going. Turn, swing, step. Fingers towards the middle forearm. Heel, ball, toe. I'm polishing the table. Bend knee, turn, strike. Gonna move over on my lines here. And up. Our right arm is going to come up halfway. As we come back, we're going to turn. What happened? We turned out, and what rotated at the same time? That right arm. Oh, both of your arms are sort of in the middle of your body. Go stand on the right foot as everything is at neutral at the center of your body. Turn, swing, step. Left hand follows. Now your right hand's going to go to the shoulder as your left hand is polishing the table, and then you bend your knee, strike, finish that turn. It's going to be a lot easier to see this way. Any questions? Okay. Let's get in that left bow step again. Left hand at our sides. Now you're going to be turning away from me, but you were just dealing with that. Our left hand rises and turns out as we rotate that left arm. Go stand in the corner. Now you can really see these hands. Turn, swing, step. Polish the table, I'm turning back. Hands at the shoulder. And strike, turn, bend knee. Right arm comes up. Rotates as that right foot turns out. I'm still centered this direction. My arms are still there. Now, let your swing begin, but it all comes to neutral. And swing, step, polish the table, and strike. Left arm up halfway, rotates as we turn out. Go stand in the corner. We're at neutral. Turn on our pole, swing, step, polish the table. So we're starting to turn back and then really turn as we come forward. How's it going? What's the hardest part of this? The footwork? Yeah. Yeah, well, that's the newest part for you, Gail, right? Yeah. We'll do more. Erlyn.
It's hard when you're stepping, when you do the first, when you're in the bow step and ready to start, and then you do that turnout, and then you start to step towards the corner. It's hard not to collapse your back knee. It's hard to get your hips like open and stuff so that you don't have that knee coming in, collapsing. Actually, either of them in that particular moment.
Right. That's a very good point. And this is why we do all those steps. I'm taking really big steps. An easy solution to this, an easy solution at the beginning for people who have a hard time opening too is, and I know that's not necessarily you, but you're absolutely right. It's hard not to do it, is to take a smaller bow step like than I've been taking. And then it eases that problem somewhat, but you're absolutely right. You don't want to do this, right? None of this. You've got to always, you're right. And I should have pointed that out. So thank you for bringing it up. When we open like this, we are very, very open on both sides. And when we start to move, we need to keep open. We need to move on the diagonal, release our heel, and keep this where it is. Once you're fully weighted here, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Bring everything to neutral. And then you can turn if you need to. You cannot turn. You could put your foot down like this if you wanted to, right? You have lots of options once you're centered. Thank you for bringing that up. That's really true. Okay, Gail, is there a particular way we could work on this that would give you good practice? I know this is new for you, doing bow step to bow step.
I think taking smaller steps helps me.
Taking smaller steps. Okay, I'm going to model that. I'm going to try to model that. I mean, eventually you just love taking those bigger steps, and yeah, it's not necessarily the model I should give. All right, well, we'll go in this direction this time. So I'll try to stay in a smaller bow step, right? So here we are. Left bow step, right hand forward, gonna come back, left hand rises, come back, then everything comes to center and you rotate that left hand and the left foot turns out. Shift. Everything's coming to center right here. Then turn on your pole. Smaller step. And polish the table. Notice I'm still turned. My upper body is still turned. And finishes turning here. And then up and out. This is the hardest part, is that those double turnouts, as we just said, hands at the center, center line. Go stand in the corner, bring, and then release, turn, polish the table, and strike. Up, center, out with the foot. Everything to center. Turn, step. Polish the table. You're going to be turning back some, but you don't finish. And then bend, knee, turn. Now, what I want you to do is I want you to take those balls and do it with a ball. All right, so just to the extent that you can, start here, just to remember that. And I want you to swing step and wind up. But I want you to think of what you're doing as, and then I want you to come through, go ahead and polish the table, but throw a ball now. I want you to have the sense of a slow motion throw. And then I want you to come up and out. And I want you to sort of put a ball in your other hand. In this case, it's your left hand. I know this is harder for you. And then I want you to wind up again with that ball. It's a little different. Like people say, you wouldn't have the ball way out here. You wouldn't be out like this. So maybe your ball is changed, your positioning has changed with this hand. Then you're gonna throw that ball, or maybe it's a shot put, right? It's useful sometimes to just imagine it as a throw and see what your body does with the winding up and the unwinding.
You're throwing a cake.
What?
A cake.
Throwing a pie.
Hi, yeah.
I love it, Nunzia. I love it. Thank you. All right, everybody. We need to throw some pies in people's faces. All right, here we go. So we're going to come up and we're going to go in and we're going to put a pie in this hand and we're going to hide the pie. It's sort of sticky enough for a minute. We're going to hide the pie because it's going to go palm out there. And then we are going to throw that pie in somebody's face. Perfect. I love it. And then we're going to come up and we're going to get a pie in our other hand. Instant pies. Come forward. Hide it from our opponent. And then we're going to push it right in their face. Nice. I love it. A great innovation. All right, everybody else does too. You probably can't see it, Nunzia. They're all thumbs up and smiling, and that was wonderful. Terrific.
Perfect metaphor.
Yes. It's great because it actually works well.
Yep.
You would throw a pie very differently, especially if you're not throwing it across the room, especially if you're like, right into somebody's face.
Yeah.
I would never do something like that, of course. But Nunzia clearly would. So, so we'll see. Any other thoughts? So this is brush, knee, and push. And I wanted to take a moment to show it to you because actually you can do it forever. So this Tai Chi walking is great practice, but once you get your brush knee, and people work years to get this, so don't let it worry you if it's too, it's lovely. I mean, you could do this out to the mailbox, you know? And it's great practice in, I mean, when you can do this, you have balance. When you can do this, you can turn your waist. When you can do this, you have good body shape. So it's like the perfect place to practice everything.
Dee Dee,
All right. Yes.
it was very helpful for me when you were pausing to center everything here, because I think I have a tendency to rush through. So that centering was really helpful.
I have to do that many days. So
Yeah,
I'm just like, if you don't, and most people, especially on the second side they learn, which is usually the side they're not used to throwing on, they tend to feel like they're falling, and they're falling because they're rushing.
and they're not.
You need to have that sense of a Tai Chi pole that you're moving. And remember, in every bow step, when you're done and when you're transmitting energy, and we haven't really talked about that yet, when you're transmitting energy, you need to be able to be right in that center line. And that way you really have control at what you're sending out. So you need to be, and when you're over here, when you're changing, you need the ability to be able to do whatever you want to do. You need to be balanced at that point. So when you go up for a kick, you need to be balanced. When you go to the corner and you're moving, so there's many movements where that applies.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we are at time. So thank you all for this class. See you next week.
You